Vincent, thanks very much for joining us. There's a lot of focus at the moment on ESG and also some of the challenges there for investors. So just give us a brief overview of what the company does.
You know that there is a climate change issue and it's no longer maybe assumption. We all need to take our responsibility on that. And the real estate industry, you know that it stands for 40% of the CO2 emission in the world. And the good thing is there are solutions, both high tech and low tech, to help the industry to transition towards net zero. And our job at Deepki is to help customers, investors, asset managers to implement these ESG strategies and climate change strategy thanks to a SaaS platform to first build a comprehensive overview of the portfolio, then build capex plans, and finally to measure the impact on their assets and to make sure that there's no brand discounting on their assets.
And at the moment in the market, there's a lot of focus on potentially stranded assets, data, reporting, as well as transformation. What are some of the key challenges there, Vincent? And I guess what difference does this data make in terms of the investor's ability to be able to help solve some of those challenges?
Yeah, clearly, we could say that there are four main challenges. The first one is the ability to access to the data. It's not that easy. You know, when you have an asset, you have different stakeholders, property managers, tenants, and so on. And you need to get everyone consent so that you can get a comprehensive overview of your assets and a comprehensive overview of your funds and your portfolio. So first, getting access to the data is not that easy. The second point is to make this data reliable. You know, there's so many initiatives where data are only declarative. So you need to get actual information so that you can be sure that the data is reliable and you can rely on these data to make the right decisions, investment decisions. The third point is to assess the impact and create a merit order of your portfolio so that you can know where I should invest right now to be sure that I will avoid the brand discounting. And how do I assess this brand discounting thing? And the last but not the least is once I have my comprehensive overview, my capex plan built, is how can I implement this capex so that I will at the end have the impact I look for? It's not that easy because today, clearly, one of the biggest bottlenecks is in the ability of the industry to implement actions, refurbishment, and so on to make it happen.
And you recently did some research, Vincent. What were some of the highlights that came from that, some of the key takeaways?
We've made research of over 100 professionals in the UK industry, real estate one, obviously, and 90% of them shared with us that actually ESG credentials are important for e-investment decision-making process. 3/4 of them said that there will be clearly a before and after 2020, and the COVID crisis did speed up the pace of the awareness raising regarding the ESG topics. And it's very interesting also to see that they all think, majority of them, that improving ESG compliance will definitely increase not only capital value, but also rental revenues.
And in terms of the growth in the market, how do you see it developing? And I guess also for Deepki.
Actually, it's very interesting. We used to grow, if I take our example, our own growth, it used to be around 50 to 70% a year. But since 2019, 2020, actually, we double our growth every year. And I think this is a really interesting signal about the market. We see more and more customers willing to tackle this issue quite quickly, actually. And just to give you one of our key challenges for 2022, it will be to hire 200 people in the UK, in Germany, in France, in Italy, in the Netherlands, or in the US, because this is where investors have their headquarters and this is where decisions are made. So we need to move very quickly in order to convince all actors to implement their net zero transitions.
And certainly we've seen a significant focus from the industry on the need for action now, rather than waiting until later. So really interesting to catch up, Vincent, and look forward to seeing how this develops.
Thanks a million, Richard. Talk to you very soon.